So today we're going to be installing our version 2 Prospeed Roof Rack on our 100 series Land Cruiser. Maybe a lot of you guys were thinking, hey, we noticed that you didn't have a roof rack on. Well, I actually took it off and I sold it to a good buddy of mine, and I ended up picking up the version 2 that Prospeed created. So version 1 was a little bit shorter on the back end, and now the version 2, which is now available for everybody if you purchase it. So I just wanted to redo my lights, redo everything. If you guys seen my previous video, my unboxing of my rough country stuff. So putting all new lights, redoing the whole roof rack, and putting obviously the version 2 Prospeed rack on there. So let's go ahead and show you how to assemble and how to install Prospeed's roof rack for the 100 series Land Cruiser. First, you want to grab some towels and put it down so you don't scratch your rack before you install it. Make sure to grab some towels that you really don't need or you don't mind getting dirty and re-washing them. Grab your front wind deflector, lay one side out, lay the other side out. Make sure that the Prospeed rack logo is in the rear. It comes with 8 crossbars. Make sure we're only going to use 4 right now, or 3, so grab your crossbars. We're going to lay out our bars across. Prospeed already separates all the hardware for you. This is the mounting to the body of the vehicle. These are the L bracket mounting plates that go from here to here. Actually kind of gives you the idea. Start here, put your braces on. This one is for the wind deflector, so I like how it's all separated to make it a lot easier for the installation. We're going to start putting our crossbars onto our sides, so we're going to utilize these bolts right here. Makes it easier. What you're going to do is, and those are adjustable, so you don't really have to worry about it. You're going to have a washer and a screw. You want to lubricate these every so often so they don't get stuck, but pretty much just make sure that you got the right outlet for this. So what you want to do is start off with a washer and a bolt. Don't worry about over tightening them. Just leave them snug, just like that. Now get the other side. And what we're going to do to keep it kind of squared, we're going to put it all the way up against the back side, just for the time being. If we need to adjust it, we can adjust the bars once we mount it to the vehicle. Just put it to the farthest back. And again, we're not overly tightening these up. We're just putting them a little snug. So now that we're going to do the same process for the other bars, and then I'll show you once we get to the wind deflector. Okay, so before we put our bar in for our wind deflector, what we're going to do is prep the wind deflector beforehand. We're going to grab the second set of bolts and nuts, our hardware right here, and we're going to use these ones right here. So what we're going to use our T-slot nut, a washer, and a Allen wrench bolt. Put these on before we slide it into our bar. So what we're going to do is grab the flat side and put it on the back side, just like this, into here. This is a pretty tight fit here, and what we're going to do is just give it a couple turns. Show you. we're going to grab our nut and just give it a couple turns just like that and leave it there. We're going to do the same thing to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them. All right, so now we have them all put onto the wind deflector. So now we're going to put it on the bar. So now what you're going to do is grab your bar and you're going to slide these into the bar. So you have to obviously adjust them all for it to fit. Let's see if I could do this. Just like this. What I'm going to do is, and they have to be loose enough in order for you to get them through there, so you might have to loosen them up a little bit more. So grab your bar. That went right through. Perfect. Second set. Perfect. Third set, perfect. Fourth set, and the last ones. Now what you're going to want to do is tighten them up a little bit. So you'll see how it fits right here. Now that we slid this into here, we don't need to worry about tightening them just yet. What we're going to do is put our bolts, or we're going to mount it to our rack. Same concept as the other ones. I always like blowing into those just because they've been machined, and I want to make sure no debris can, affect the threads. So what we're going to do is screw these on. Now we're going to leave them loose because it's getting a little tight, so we're going to put these on this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this bar all the way up to the top. Again, we're not going to overly tighten these up until we put it on the actual roof. So you're going to just put them a little snug. Again, this is still loose, which is fine because once we smash it together, then we could tighten it up. Once we close this together, then we could adjust this and tighten these bolts up. There you have it. So now you can see, now you can adjust it to have the same gaps on both sides, and then you go ahead and tighten these down. Now I'm not gonna do them completely tight. I'm gonna still wait until I have everything added to the roof of the Land Cruiser. So they're gonna be, a little snug still, like everything else. And once we have it installed on the roof, then we'll go ahead and do our final tight down. Next step, we're going to go ahead and put our bottom brackets that go from the rack to the roof of the Land Cruiser. We're going to go ahead and place these and tighten these up, and then I'll show you. They're all labeled. This is front passenger. So, and as you can see, the wider one is the one that goes to the body of the vehicle, and the smaller one goes to the rack. So this is front passenger. This is front driver. CTR, so center. So these are center, rear passenger, and rear driver. What you're going to want to do is grab the third row of bolts and locking nut, grab your washer, grab your locking nut, and you're going to get a 7/16 for the locking nut. And there's no adjustment on this, so you could tighten these right up, and as strong as you want. The adjustment is from side to side. I'm not going to overly tighten them, but nice and snug, so then we could move on to the next Allen head, bolt, washer, locking nut. And our last one on this side is obviously front passenger. And it's located right here. Just want to wipe it down. It's a little dusty. Alright, we finished the passenger side, and now we're going to do the driver's side. The rack is ready to be mounted on the roof. Again, we're still missing we're missing 4 more bars, and we'll install those once we get the rack on the roof. So we're going to be using these mounting bolts right here, and what you're going to need is get some clear silicone leak-proof windshield sealant. So it also bonds with seals, metals, and vinyl and rubber. So you want to make sure you get one of these, and don't worry about it. You'll just need one. And we're going to use that, and then we're going to use the spacers that it provided with the kit as well. So let's go ahead and get the spacers on and our silicone ready for the roof. All right, so the next step is obviously I didn't show you how to remove the roof rack because I've had it off for about a month already. But if you want to see how I remove the roof rack, click on this tab right here, and it shows you how to remove it. But our next step here is using this super clear type 7 silicone gasket maker. You're going to want to obviously open it, puncture it, put your little nozzle, and what you're going to do in each individual holes where you took off your screws, you're going to want to put a lot of silicone here, because you want to make sure that you have a complete seal and you don't have leak or water going into your cab. So let's see, I'll show you. Like, I would even push it in there just like that, and do the same here. Then what we're going to do is put our spacers over it, and then we're going to do the same thing to the rest of the 5s. There's 4 of these that are slightly larger than the other ones. There's going to be 8 smaller ones, and those go in the back, and the taller ones will go in the front. So now the hard part, now this is where you're going to need a helping hand to get you the roof rack and put it on top. Why was it so much easier than last time?
Because Alan was here.
No, the first time I installed it. Just keep. Okay. You can lift it.
Okay, and I'm on the front 2 plates, or 2 grommets.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Thank you, sir. Now you're gonna put your bolts through, and I'm gonna place them in and hand tight them, and then I'll adjust it. I'm gonna do the front one too. Now we'll put those other ones and we'll adjust it. One quick thing that you have to do before even assembling it is to make sure, because the last ones I had didn't have the Prospeed Rack logos in the back. So if you look, it says RP, it says backwards. So this one right here actually goes on the other side, and then the one on the other side, let me show you, goes on that side. So, you know, most YouTubers will show you all the perfect stuff. Just make sure to know that there is the P supposed to go on the driver's side. The P is supposed to go on the front, and on the passenger side the P is supposed to go on the back side. So it's supposed to say PR that way, and this side, the driver's side, is supposed to say PR that way. So make sure you do that before you go ahead and assemble it. So I just thought I'd share with you guys. So all right, so there you guys have it, installation of Prospeed's roof rack for the 100 series Land Cruiser. Man, so this was a version 2. You can't get the version 1 no more, so don't worry about having 2 different versions. If you do go ahead and order one from Prospeed Roof Rack, you'll get the version 2. It's a little bit longer to the rear, so you'll get a little bit more roof space, so you could add a little bit more. So yeah, this is actually the lowest profile roof rack for the 100 series Land Cruiser, and most of all their roof racks, that's the goal. The goal is to get the sleekest, lowest, less wind noise rack on the market. So big shout out to the guys at Prospeed for always sponsoring and hooking up the 100 series Land Cruiser. Looking forward to adding the lights, the accessories that I had, maybe some newer stuff. So yeah, I'll put all the description information on below if you wanted to pick one up. Make sure to drop my name. Hopefully that helps out. But yeah, I'll put all the description, the weight capacity and all that on the description below. Yeah, anything. So I appreciate you guys watching. The only thing that's left from here on is to put the rest of the crossbars, so you guys know what to do, and you'll be able to adjust them, and depending on what you put on your roof, you'll always move stuff around. So stay tuned, keep watching, and hit a subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.